Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. Spiritual readings down below. In fact, I actually have astral divination sessions down below. An astral divination session is what I divinate inside your astral experiences, and I talk to your spirit guides, and I could literally see what you already do inside the astral. I could give you guys advice about how to become more conscious inside the astral. I could also see what's holding you back from being conscious inside the astral, along with how to overcome what's holding you back. And I let your spirit guides give other advice for astral projection, as well as how to integrate your astral experiences with the physical. The astral divination Jones, those are like very valid. Go check that out down below. I also have an astral projection course down below where I teach my method. I teach how to make your own method. I teach the most important parts for astral projection. I give different trainings for developing different parts of yourself energetically on an astral level. I teach various different things. I teach how to literally recondition your body to naturally astral project. Like with my body, right? My joint is so conditioned that I promise you, on my soul, about an hour ago, I was chest in the astral. Right now it is 3:36 p.m., right? Around like 1 p.m., I was feeling tired and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go to the astral. But the thing is, right? I was laying down, not even like I was laying down in like a weird ass position. On top of that, I ain't even do my method for real. I just said, nigga, I'm tired. I'm a chest. You know what I'm saying? And I went straight to the astral. I was in fucking Japan doing this demon hunting training. It was super cool. I'll talk about that in a Genie Talk, which Patreon's gonna see that Genie Talk on the 15th. Y'all gonna see that? I have no idea. I don't know when YouTube gonna see that, Joe, because YouTube seeing this video like 4 days later. Like I made this video on the 14th, and that is when Patreon is seeing this video. YouTube, y'all seeing it like 4 or 5 days later, somewhere around there, but it's all good. It's all good. I have the Patreon down below too, so if you guys want some exclusive content or early access to, because like this is like a more like an early access video, but there is certain content that's exclusive. For example, I just made a video about mantis beings. That's a Patreon exclusive. I'm gonna make one about the Asani or Sasani beings. That's Patreon exclusive. I'm also gonna make a video about how different races on Earth have different ET genes and what races have what ET genes. Like for example, like Hispanics, Africans, you know what I'm saying, Caucasians. I'm gonna get into all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So the Patreon is mad saucy. Check that out down below. Social media is down below, Discord down below, everything down below. Let's get into this video, right? So this video is gonna be about this video is about these quantum frog beings, bro. They try to fucking destroy time. Now, if you guys are on my Instagram, I actually posted about this when I had the experience back in April. I had an experience the night of April 18th where I was taken to a certain constellation. My fault. I was taken to a certain galaxy in the Dorado constellation. I'll show you guys. I'll show it right now. You know what I'm saying? This gal. Let me move. So pretty much, I was taken to this galaxy. Right now, I don't remember if I saw the galaxy before going here, or if everything was just random as shit. Because I might have. Is my shit lagging, bitch? Hold up, nigga. I made sure my shit wasn't lagging, but nah. This galaxy right here, right? I might have saw this before going here, but when I first saw this galaxy, I didn't know what the fuck was here. You know what I'm saying? One night I was just taken here, and I had these frog beings popping up that kind of looked like this, and especially like this, and they was teaching me about some of their history and stuff like that. And they even showed me this Iridanus void, right? Which is right, nah, yeah. They even showed me this. Now scientists, right, hypothesize that this came from a fucking multiverse collision. I'm like, how the fuck do scientists even fucking hypothesize that shit? But peep game, I learned about this inside the Astral, you know what I'm saying? And they taught me how the fuck this got here, which kind of essentially was a multiverse collision. But I'll tell you guys all about that. So yeah, nigga, I pretty much went here and I learned mad shit. So, nigga, let's get into it, right? Let's get motherfucking into it. So, pretty much, right? I gotta talk about. I have to talk about the what the hell? My screen just did some fucking weird shit. Don't play with me, son. All right, here we go. So essentially, right, I have to bring up the origins of frog beings and amphibian consciousness overall. So, as some of you guys may or may not know, there are five arc verses: the universe, multiverse, metaverse, megaverse, superverse. I have a basic video on my YouTube, and I get really in depth on my Patreon. Hold on, I'll show you guys real quick. Hold the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? This video right here is called Breaking Down the Omniverse and 5 Arc Verses. This is on my YouTube. I give a very simple explanation of the 5 arc verses and what they are and what they even contain inside them and stuff like that. Then, if you check this post on my Patreon, I give recommended videos for understanding the whole structure of reality. Inside this video right here, I break down how all the 12 planes actually formed in order to even form these different arc verses and the overall omniverse. So I recommend checking this shit out for road like this will give you like some basic understanding. This will actually show how the fuck every single arc verse got made and why the arc verses are how the fuck they are. Nigga, this shit is saucy as fuck, you know what I'm saying? So I have to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to the frogs, right? The frogs started off inside the megaverse and they helped to form the metaverse. The megaverse contains like infinite energy, and then the metaverse contains like infinite eternal realms, right? So it's like amphibians start off inside the megaverse and they help to form the metaverse. And they kind of do this by like, these frogs can like move through the divine omniversal template, which is inside the 9D. And they could like use this information to like, cause like it's not just the frogs that make it. Like there's various other beings that go into this. And in fact, you have celestial gods and supreme gods. And it's like celestial gods and supreme gods are group consciousness beings. Imagine that these beings, right? Cause like when you see them, they look humanoid, right? They could look like fucking anything low key, but they tend to look humanoid, right? But even though they look humanoid, it's like they have the consciousness of several different like animals, right? And it's like the frog aspect, what they did is like they did like timeline healing to the point where it's like they could see the divine universal template and they could see how shit should be, and they would go to a certain place and they would like heal that place if it needed healing. So it's like what they like let's say that they tried to fucking form fucking unicorn land, right? If Unicorn Land was falling apart, what the frogs would do is they would come to Unicorn Land and then heal the timelines inside Unicorn Land and then realign it to the divine universal template. It's kind of similar to butterfly beings. If you guys see my video on Patreon about, this video right here, hold the fuck up. Inside this video, I talk about butterfly beings, alicorns. I talk about these beings right here. And I also talk about alicorns, butterflies. There's one more. What the fuck? Hold up. Alicorns, butterflies, jellyfish. Jellyfish beings too, you know what I'm saying? And with the butterflies, they kind of do like a certain timeline healing too, but it's not the same because butterflies kind of heal things and they bring it back to infinity. So like they actually heal the whole entire divine template, you know what I'm saying? But with the frog beings, it's like they kind of help a timeline get back on track with the divine universal template. And they can like heal your thoughts and your emotions mainly. You see what I'm saying? The butterfly kind of heals your overall energy, and it's more about aligning it back to infinity and stuff like that. The frogs will like heal your thoughts or heal your emotions type shit. It's a little bit different how they do timeline healing, right? Anyway, that's what the frogs could do. Now with timeline healing also comes timeline destruction. You see what I'm saying? So be aware of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Now understand this. When they were forming physically, right? They weren't that like physically strong. I mean, obviously it's fucking frog beings, right? They weren't really that strong. I'm gonna show the pictures once again. You see, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, this big dude got some abs that, you know what I'm saying? He do look a little bit swole, but you know what I'm saying? He not beating up though. He not beating up no fucking reptile. He not beating you up either. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like they not that strong. So it's like that is why they form technology and weapons and stuff like that. I mean, they didn't form it only for defending themselves, but they used technology heavily for defending themselves. And because these frogs could like travel on quantum levels, they built a lot of quantum technology. You know what I'm saying? So they use technology to fight, for science experiments, for quantum shit. They use a lot of technology. Like they got really good with that because they weren't that physically capable. You know what I'm saying? So they had to use, because they weren't that physically capable, they had to use technology for other things, right? And they tended to live inside of great harmony until the multiverse was being made. So let's actually understand this conflict a bit more, right? So amphibians, right, are actually the ancestors of reptilians, avians, and mammals. And understand this, like that's how it is like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like amphibians kind of made the para-reptiles, and then para-reptile means like next to or before. Let me look up. Hold up. Para prefix meaning. It means, yeah, next to, beside, alongside. So a para-reptile is a being that comes right before a reptile. It's like next to reptiles, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like from para-reptiles, those forwarded to the regular reptiles, along with birds and then mammals too. And it's like that's why birds, mammals, and my fault. Avian beings, mammal beings, and reptile beings all formed inside the metaverse, but their ancestors are amphibians. You see what I'm saying? Now, when this happened, right? This was more like a natural evolution and stuff like that. But it's like as these beings formed, reptiles, avians, and mammals, it's like at some point, especially the reptiles, right, and avians, they started to form like their own artificial beings and like their own artificial realms. It's like the stuff that the frogs made was like more kind of natural and stuff like that, but the stuff that the fucking reptiles did and stuff like that was more like artificial. I kind of actually mentioned some of this inside of my video. It's a different. Hold up. I'll show you guys this right here. Hold up. So if you go to my PowerPoints collection on my Patreon, I broke down the whole entire artificial realm, natural realm shit. I broke that down inside this PowerPoint right here. I also showed diagrams. You see fish and amphibian. I put that shit down here. You know what I'm saying? I made different diagrams too. I also explained how your soul experiences it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like low key. I could low key update this PowerPoint at some point. I really should. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a very good PowerPoint. And yeah, this one it's not the same as this one. You know what I'm saying? This one is like about how the 12 planes kind of formed it. I mean, this one goes to the 12 planes too, but it also explains the different consciousnesses like amphibian consciousness and insectoid consciousness. I kind of explain those a little bit inside here, and I'll also bring up the whole entire natural realms, artificial realms. I bring that shit up inside this video. I make diagrams inside this video, and I kind of explain how your soul experiences all that inside this video too. You know what I'm saying? But I also explain how your soul evolves through the omniverse inside this video through harmonics, fourths, and octaves. I have a lot of omniversal shit on my fucking Patreon. Go check my shit out. My shit valid as fuck. It's not just about the fucking money, my nigga. It's shit only fucking $10, bro. Nigga, if I wanted fucking bread for real, that should be like 25. Cause what the like? I mean, granted, I appreciate the $10 support. It does add up. Like, I'm not saying I don't appreciate that shit. But if I wanted fucking bread for real, it'd be at least 25. Don't play with me, son. That shit is hella value inside there. I'm not gonna lie. So go get that shit if you can. You know what I'm saying? If you've been thinking about it, if you can afford that shit, go get that shit. That shit is fire, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. Also, drop a like on this video. Stop playing with me, son. Anyway, yeah. So like the mainly the reptiles and the avians, not the mammals as much, but the reptile, especially the reptiles, but the reptiles and avians were like forming their own like artificial realms and stuff like that. And the frogs felt like this shit was kind of bad. And it's like when they were doing this, right? When the avians and reptiles were doing this shit, it was gonna form the multiverse. So inside the metaverse, right? You have infinite eternal realms, right? Inside of the multiverse, you have infinite temporal realms. Temporal meaning that there's temporal meaning that there's actually time to it. So like in the metaverse, there's no time. It just exists forever. There's no past, present, future. It's just all there existing at once. You know what I'm saying? In the multiverse, there's actually different timelines for various different realms. And one reason why this is actually a thing is because when you had infinite eternal realms, Imagine if a realm was inside of chaos. That would be eternal chaos. And it's like when you made a multiverse, you can make different timelines to the point where it's like, even if there's chaos here, number one, in a different timeline, there's no chaos. And then number two, even if there's chaos for a long period of time, at some point that realm will die. Like for example, the Milky Way at some point is gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like there's gonna be an end to the Milky Way. You know what I'm saying? Back in the infinite eternal realms, there was no fucking end to anything. So if there was fucking chaos, it'd be like eternal chaos. With a multiverse, though, even if there's chaos, at some point it will end because now there's a sense of time. You know what I'm saying? But at first, the frogs felt like, this shit not gonna fucking work like that. You know what I'm saying? So the frogs wanted to destroy time because like I said, there was no time in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? But with a multiverse, there would be time, and they felt like that shit was gonna be wrong. So the frogs, I'm gonna read directly what I wrote down at the because I actually wrote certain stuff down in my notes that I learned when I went to this galaxy. So here's what I wrote down. I said the frogs wanted to destroy time because of conflict inside the metaverse, which was ruled heavily by avians and dragons. And amphibians who ruled over the megaverse they kind of felt like the metaverse and lower would fail and that and that the multiverse should not be a thing. So this argument inside of higher realms manifested inside lower realms and lower planes as frogs tried to destroy time, which did not work. The reason why it did not work is because the conflict was solved on higher planes. Therefore, the frogs only got so far till it stopped. So here's what I mean, right? In higher planes, right? Like, imagine this. Imagine that inside the metaverse, right? You had different beings arguing. But it's like they're just thinking, it's like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Yes, it is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? At some point, they kind of thought through all the problems and it was good. But on lower planes, all those thoughts manifest as actual beings actually trying to do shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like inside higher planes, it was just like arguments and different fights and different thoughts being shared and different debates. On the lower planes, all of these thoughts and arguments manifested as shit actually happening with the fucking frogs trying to fucking destroy time. You see what I'm saying? However, the frogs never got far enough because inside higher planes, they already thought through all the problems and shit was good. Now, understand this. I was told this. Time is a flow of interconnected lakes. They call it interlakes. And the frogs inside Dorado wanted to control the flow that makes the lakes become one big ocean. AKA, they wanted to destroy the individual interconnected lakes slash time streams. Doing this will make things go back to oneness, hence there being quote unquote order again. And I say the reason why it was said like interconnected lakes is because the constellation Eridanus actually controls the flow of time. Now, Eridanus is meant to be like a river, like it's like a river. That's like the mythology of it and stuff like that. But like at that river, that's where time flows. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you control Eridanus, you control the flow of time. And that's why that super void, the Eridanus void, this shit right here, hold up. Which picture is it? Is it this joint right here? Yeah, that's why this shit right here is in Eridanus. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to fuck up time in Eridanus, where the flow of time's actually managed that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, they felt like if they destroyed all the individual lakes that were like time streams, it would make all the things come back to oneness and be like eternal again. So to them, that was the proper order. Now, the reason why the frogs wanted to stop them so bad is because reptiles kind of evolved from frogs, so the frogs felt responsible for the creation of the metaverse, because like the metaverse, right? It's like the frogs helped to make the metaverse in these infinite eternal realms. And it's like that wasn't too bad, but they felt like, damn, inside the metaverse, we fucking made these reptiles, and it's like, bro, they trying to make a fucking multiverse, and this shit not right. So they kind of felt like The frogs were on some shit like, okay, nigga, we made you reptiles on some natural shit. Don't go making other beings now. Don't go making other fucking realms now. You know what I'm saying? Because the frogs going to reptiles was more like natural and stuff like that. But everything else after was not as natural. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of really all artificial though. Like everything inside the omniverse is kind of artificial, and the only true thing is source. So it's like I can see where the frogs was coming from, but it's like nigga no, like nigga no, like no nigga. You know what I'm saying? So how did they do this, right? So the frogs were trying to destroy time in various different ways, right? Number one, frogs could communicate with themselves inside of other realities and other timelines. And some of these didn't even manifest yet. So what they would do is that they would devise a plan to restructure how things would manifest. So like let's say like a fucking reptile is trying to manifest. Let's say that a reptile is trying to manifest a certain reality. The frog could communicate with itself inside that timeline and then say, nah, nigga, I'm gonna do that shit like this. And it's like they could manifest it in the way that they saw fit, opposed to how the reptiles saw fit. You know what I'm saying? They could also split it themselves. Now, at the time when I first learned about this shit, right? When I was actually in this galaxy, the fucking Dorado shit, these fucking El Dorado ass frogs. You know what I'm saying, nigga? Yeah. When I was here, I did not know about splidgets. I learned about splidgets maybe like a week later. Nigga, I was just meditating, right? And I started like blanking out. And I was in the astral for like a few fucking like maybe like 2 minutes, and it's like I was seeing these. This shit was so funny, bro. You had like these guards dressed in like kind of like police sheriff in like these police sheriff outfits, and they were chasing these globes. You had like these globes that looked like universes, right? And it's like inside, as they were chasing the globes, you would see a fucking frog pop out the globe, and then look like this. Kind of just looking at the fucking person like, and the guy was like, "Fuck, they splitted themselves." And I learned about splidgets from there. A splidget is pretty much when you delete a certain part of a timeline. So like, let's say I were to fucking take my birth out this timeline, that would be a fucking splidget. And me just doing that could cause bad havoc because depending on like let's say I was the reason why you became spiritual, right? If I delete myself, you might not be spiritual no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, it like simple shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you did hella fucking splidgets, that would fuck up the timelines for a fucking fact. You know what I'm saying? And it's like frogs could like move in and out of time. That is how they would splidget themselves. So they would also splidget themselves out of timelines, and then like just number one, chess splitting themselves out the timeline could already cause a fucking problem. On top of that, they would enter into new timelines and then cause paradoxes where they don't exist slash they do exist. So like, okay, so let me just read it how I have it down here. They could split it themselves out of timelines and enter new ones, causing paradoxes where they exist slash don't exist inside places that they should or should not exist. Here's an easy example, right? If you guys are into paradoxes, you guys all know this example. Let's say your frog fucking time travels and then goes to kill their dad. That makes a paradox because if I go back in time and I kill my dad, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like that means that my dad couldn't have me. But if my dad couldn't have me, I couldn't have killed my dad. You see what I'm saying? It makes a paradox. And I already knew that when I was learning it, like I said, I did not know about splidgets. The main thing that I knew about was how frogs. I knew these two things. Number one, I knew that frogs would communicate to themselves inside of other timelines, and they would cause paradoxes like that. Like where it's like they'll have this frog do some bullshit and makes a paradox, or they would just have the frogs manifest shit in a different kind of way. You see what I'm saying? Number two is the fact that they also had quantum technology that could cause different timeline collisions, which would collapse the space around it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I learned about the splitging shit after, which was also a method too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I learned about the paradoxes at first, without the splinter shit, I understood that paradoxes did break realities. But at some point after this experience, I went to a place called Paradox Palace where like you would be caught inside paradoxes. And it's like, bro, when paradoxes would happen, bro, once too many fucking happened, I literally saw the reality fucking collapse. I might make a story time about that also, depending on how long it's gonna be. It might be inside of a genie talk or like a or its own video. But yeah, paradoxes dead ass break reality. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the Iridanus void came from. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show a picture once again. And I'm gonna also show you guys a Google search in an article. So this right here is a void that came from the frog beings, essentially causing so many paradoxes that have formed this void. Now, understand this shit. Science right here it says the irradiated super void is a large elongated void in the cosmic web that some scientists believe could be a result of a collision with a parallel universe. Technically, there's only one universe, but it's a parallel timeline. You know what I'm saying? It's a parallel timeline. It's not a universe. It's not a different universe. It's a different timeline. You see what I'm saying? Right here, a large cold region of the sky that's subject of much scientific debate. Some scientists believe the cold spot could be a bruise left by a collision with another universe. This Joe right here's an article. You know what I'm saying? The cold spot might be evidence of a collision with a parallel universe. You know what I'm saying? Now here's my thing, right? How the fuck did they even fucking hypothesize that? What the fuck made them hypothesize? Oh shit, it could be a parallel universe. It's like these motherfuckers be knowing shit without knowing shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit was dead ass caused by the fucking frogs doing these fucking quantum paradoxes all up in Iridanus. Let me show you guys Iridanus real quick. Here's Iridanus, right? Iridanus. And Iridanus has several galaxies also that deal with time. Fuck, nigga. Fuck. I'm just typing definition and then delete the shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I can't fucking spell. But here's Iridanus for you guys, right? Iridanus is right here. You know what I'm saying? Now let me show you guys some galaxies real quick. Hold up. So boom, here's a time galaxy. Here's a time galaxy. Here's a time galaxy. Here's a time galaxy. You know what I'm saying? This is horologium. This is different, but horologium. Okay, so let me explain. Right, Iridanus, right, literally has the flow of time inside of it. Right, time flows through Iridanus, and then horologium manages time by managing Iridanus. But both horologium and Iridanus, they all have galaxies that deal with time. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, this one right here. Oh, fuck, hold up. Boom. All right. What the fuck? Bitch. Here we go. This one right here, right? This galaxy deals a lot with timeline warfare and training to keep the omniverse and its timelines intact. When you go here, you learn various things about timeline warfare, like timeline threats, avoiding paradoxes, the importance of keeping records, the ethics of properly manipulating and changing time, and also the ethics of safely. And there's way more things too. This whole entire PowerPoint at some point I'm gonna drop on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop this on Patreon at some point, and it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna talk about these different time galaxies and what the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying? So Patreon, be on the lookout for that shit for a fact. And yeah. Now, how have the frogs stopped? Once again, the frogs see inside higher planes. All the issues of the multiverse were already worked the fuck out. So inside the lower planes, right? You just had different beings that stopped the frogs. And then these different beings also showed the frogs that, number one, you're causing hella damage, and number two, here's how shit's gonna look if you guys stop causing damage, and it's actually gonna be copacetic and proper. And they said, okay, fine. We see that shit's gonna actually be cool, it's gonna be calm, so we're gonna stop fucking fighting. But I'm telling you, these frogs though, bro, nigga, these frogs are not playing, and they're super ancient, bro. Like, these motherfuckers existed since the fucking metaverse, bro. You know what I'm saying? They really started off as consciousnesses inside the fucking megaverse. But it's like, they kind of canceled their full completion inside the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? But while inside the metaverse, they're like, damn, nigga, like these reptiles was doing all this fuck shit, and since we kind of made them, they kind of came from us. We gotta stop y'all motherfuckers, bro. This one's very common with this same outfit, right? Like this same exact outfit right here. Like they would like do this shit. Like they would have different buttons that like they hit that shit and go quantum and do, because like they could already go quantum without, they could already go quantum without the technology and stuff like that. But this technology gave more. This technology gave them more quantum abilities. You know what I'm saying? But they had like this one big ass like, it's kind of like a fucking, it's like a big ass beam or some shit like that. And it's like this big ass beam could like make a fucking timeline pop out of it, but then also collide timelines with it. And it's like that's how they kind of also form the voids inside. Like the ones inside Iridanus were formed by the quantum. They were formed by the quantum technology for a fucking fact. Like they brought, like what they did was they kind of brought that technology to Iridanus, and they would collide all the timelines inside Iridanus, because once again, since time flows through Iridanus, right? There's different timelines that go through Iridanus. And what the fuck they did was they would use the technology to collide all the timelines together, and then pretty much paradox that shit and then destroy that shit. And once again, that's where the fuck this void comes from. You know what I'm saying? So scientists already said this shit, and nigga, I'm proving this shit. You know what I'm saying? I really astral project for real, and I do have that course down below, which will get you right. So if you don't fucking believe me, just get my fucking course and then travel here for your fucking self and find out for yourself. My boy King Cash could already fucking divinate. Like when he looked at this shit, he already saw the frogs and how ancient they were and all the destroying time shit. I don't think he actually went here. He might have actually, I don't know, he might have astral projected here. But even without him doing that shit, he could already see this shit without me fully telling him what the fuck happened here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, bro, these frogs that lived inside here, these El Dorado ass frogs was dead ass fucking up time, bro. No, like no games. Like this shit is real life. And like I said, scientists already tell us this shit right the fuck here. I don't know how the fuck the scientists even came to that fucking conclusion, but they either already fucking know or they just be channeling shit. Either fucking way, that's fucking crazy how scientists fucking say that shit, and that's what the fuck actually happened. So yeah, I love you. Wait, anything else I gotta say? I think that's it. Yeah, check my shit out down below. Patreon down below, Discord down below, social media's down below, everything down below. I love you all. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. And yeah, peace out.